begin.
And we are live. Welcome to The Contradiction, guys. A bit unfamiliar. As I say each week, Facebook is a private interface, so if you do get logged off, just hop back onto the page and you will find a new link there. Also, please like and share. We also comment and engage because we're multi-streaming on various platforms.
Hey, listen up. If you're lucky enough to fall in love with someone, try not to ruin it by Googling them. Okay.
The Contradiction with Lethea and Byron McDonald.
Just to make sure you don't forget what we look like.
And we are live. So as I said, week, The Contradiction is about bringing different... Oh, Yana, lick my lipstick. The Contradiction is about bringing different viewpoints together and allowing you, the viewer, the opportunity to comment and engage and share your viewpoint on the topic. So usually we get a new guest host each week, but tonight it is Byron and I discussing something that affects the whole world, and that is COVID and isolation. So let me go ahead and bring on Byron McDonald. Mr.
Like
B all the way in the other room. So why are we in different, why are we separate, Byron?
That's why. That is why. That is one of the main reasons why. Otherwise, it's going to go back and forth, and being self-aware also of not making each other sick, not being naive of the sickness. But I don't want to get straight into how you've been. I haven't been touching you, feeling you, kissing you, knowing you. I've been isolated. You know, a man also have testosterone. Ek moet nou van oor af vir jou chase.
Look, you're all the way from afar, no?
Good evening, Esme. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. I hope everyone is being treated well on that side of the world. Forgive me, I'm a bit more snottier, I think, than Lethea today. But she's not allowing me. Good evening, Andrew. Sorry, I hope you are doing well as well. Lethea is not allowing me to touch her. We're going to talk a little bit about that. She's not allowing me to be a man with my testosterone and show off my ego and everything, you know. ons gaan 'n bietjie van hy gesels vanaand. Please enjoy and also please have a cup of tea or cup of coffee ready and tell me your opinion, man. Ons toe gaan dit nou hier uitsort. Andre, good evening. We miss you too and nice to see you. Please, Andre, like I repeated, I coughed a bit now and I haven't touched Lethea's body or felt her or held her or anything in a whole say week. It feels like eternity sometimes, you know.
Since when now? Since Monday, no?
Yeah, no, it's
Tuesday. Tuesday actually.
But yeah,
so let's go ahead. Let's actually see what is the topic for this evening, and that is surviving isolation with your partner. And mind you, it is not surviving COVID with your partner; it is surviving isolation. So
the
I didn't
COVID
choose
thing
this
I'm
topic,
battling
Byron.
for, you know, the COVID thing I'm battling for. I understand. I must still survive that thing. But I'm asking, how do I survive this isolation with you? But sometimes I think it's wow.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I think I'm the one that has to also be questioning how the hell do I survive it with you? Because I think just considering having to be in a confined space with someone for minimum 2 weeks, minimum. We don't know how long it's going to take before, you know, this virus leaves our body or until it's inactive or
how we
until
recover because we start coughing and stuff.
Exactly. So 2 weeks minimum. So it's a week gone. We have another week left. And how has this week been treating you, Byron? So I don't know if anybody knows that you also contracted COVID. I feel so bad for being the one to have brought it back home.
Come on, man. I brought you so much COVID every time.
So how has this week been treating you?
I like greeting me, but I missed
Okay,
people.
wait. I haven't gone into the comments. Let's go through the comments. Hi, Anjay. It is so good to see you too. Hope all is well. Hope you had a great week. Doreen, hi, Doreen. And Anjay
Andrew
says,
on top. I popped up Andrew on top, right on top, and then on top of Andrew was someone else also.
Esme, hi, Esme.
And Andre asked the first question. Andre always shoots out of the butt, but Crystal first saying hi to Crystal. It's first say hi to Crystal at the bottom, and hope Crystal's having beautiful. She's always sending me some top messages. She was sending me some good ones with also what ring to get you for the wedding day and stuff like that. Also, so I thank her for that. There was a couple of ideas, and it was a nice thing that I got you. Feel like I'm speaking to a stranger. Ek moet seker vir jou van Chase van oor bowl you and get my smooth back on. You know.
Oh, this is good practice, no? Good practice. You can never not pursue your partner. Even during a relationship, you should keep on pursuing your partner. So
this is actually showing us. Hi, Sasha. I hope you're doing well. Sasha is such a beautiful social, all the way from Ivory Coast, sending a love, probably now in Lebanon. I don't know where they travel to buy her. Anyway, so she's now in Ivory Coast side. Love them. They are family. We love them very much. Andre popped up with that first question there. And daai laat the mense alweer seer teen die bos daar so. Where exactly is that located? Same house, different rooms? You know, we are, Andre. Different rooms.
Yes. Same apartment, and it's not a big apartment, so you can understand why this topic actually came, how this topic came about, surviving isolation with your partner. And of course, we can't leave, we can't go anywhere. So we're gonna get into this topic, and I'm actually quite excited to hear what Byron has to say. And then
she was not excited to hear what I have to say while I'm here. So it's quite exciting to hear what I have to say now. That's going to be the exciting part.
But listen, I just want to say to you battling stage 4 cancer and COVID, man, oh man, oh man, you are a bloody Iron Man. You are made of steel. You saying I'm strong, mister, seeing you and how you battling this disease, it inspires me. So how the hell can I not be strong? Watching how strong you are. So just bigs up to you, Byron, for being that strong person and individual in my life that I draw inspiration from, and I think so many other people draws inspiration from as well.
I'm still battling with it. You are the one looking after me. So I hope no maka compliment. We compliment. Gesond maakie.
Isn't that what a relationship is about?
Needs them in my kofaso. That's what the relationship is about. That's where we're gonna start. Yeah, I haven't held you in a long time, Lethea. I haven't held you. Video seer maak jy vir my. I'm gonna somma get caught there and start there, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
No, definitely. Sonia says, COVID, no joke. Just in the recovery stage, safe. Definitely, Sonia. One thing I can say, if you can pop up there at the bottom, then we can go back to Anjay. I just want to go there, Sonia, right at the bottom. Sonia, really, COVID is no joke. I've come to learn. It's nothing I wish upon anybody.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own. What I've learned, everybody have their own perception. Some people recover quickly, some don't recover quickly, and we must be well aware. People have a different understanding. This is different understanding. This is why I don't like to give advice on what you should do, how you should handle yourself or anything, because each to their own of how they handle, because you should treat your body. And I could just empathize with whoever goes in what way. If you recover in a day, good for you. If you recover in a month, please, I'm praying with you. If some people don't recover of this thing, so we can't say who's stronger or weaker. There's no weaker and there's no stronger.
Everybody's bodies are different.
Everybody's body is different. I'm still recovering. I'm not healthy. I'm coughing my bum off. I don't know if I'm going to fully recover of this thing, but the thing is, when you feel strong, I'm just enjoying life and I'm appreciative by the day. But nou wil ek gaan in on Anjay se topic daar, so julle is kwaai met julle camera. We know Anjay moenie worry nie. But julle is kwaai met julle camera, moenie worry nie. Byron is the media man. But Lethea, you asked me a question, so we're going to do Q&As on each other. Is this how it's going to work?
Yeah, no.
Let's pop
Well,
up
I'm posing the question to you. How has this week been for you so far, Byron? How has it been being in isolation with me? And of course, not just with me, but just also for yourself. How has this journey been so far? And how have you been mentally been keeping yourself strong and safe?
Pop-up is my shame, man. It's seriously a psychological bummer too. So pop up that comment at the bottom. This is what I wanted to say, and it's true. My way, because, and I'm gonna say now, for 3 years we're battling with the stage of cancer. So I've learned that if something is out of your control, you have to. I'm just gonna talk about the COVID quickly before I talk about my love sitting there that I haven't touched for a while. Ja, ek is 'n man.
Let's get through this COVID.
Ek is 'n man. This is what I wanted to say now. That for a while I had to say that the mind is so powerful, and you are quite right. Psychological battle is the biggest battle you're going to face. And you're going to have people overflushing you with information, how to survive, what to do. Kid, why didn't you get vaccinated when that's also already, you couldn't have done something about it? They don't know because of your age or your health, your reasons, or what's your reasons. Yeah, it's good you didn't get vaccinated. It's going to have all these type of information and what you should take, ivermectin, vitamin C, donkey se bloed, everything. They're going to say a lot of stuff to you. But one thing I've learned is, like, you have to keep your mind calm. I've lost loved ones just 2 days ago, and I love my family. I'm not going to mention names on here because it's sensitive. I've lost family members during this time, and it's not something that's easy to deal with. But one thing I'm going to tell you now, I put my trust and faith in God. I put my trust and faith in the process. And Lethea don't like me saying this, and my friends don't like me saying this. But if I have to go tonight, tomorrow, or the week thereafter, and this is the scary part people don't like to talk about, the trust is what you have to put in. It's inevitable that we're going to lose our life in this time, you know? But there's trust you have to put in the process of your life. So you see, we're still sick as we're sitting here, but we're enjoying the moment that we can speak to you guys. We have that energy. We did not have this energy. Especially, we know we're going to exert our energy now, and tonight we're coughing all night. And it's probably stupid what we're doing. But it's something we want to do at the moment, at this very moment. But by saying that, Lethea's point, for me, that topic there, surviving with your partner, or have we survived? I'm trying to survive. Because I keep my distance, and I'm like, Lethea, do you need anything? No, Byron, it's fine. Okay. Then I come again, Lethea, do you need anything? Like irritated. No, Byron, it's fine. Then she's like, no, I was tired. I wasn't irritated. Now, here's the question I asked Lethea earlier, and I wanted to answer, dear. Yes, I know men are bold with testosterone. Yes, ons is meer 'n hond hier as enigiets anders. And I'm going to be honest. I've laid my hands in the air. And women is, sorry, women is bold with estrogen, which is they get emotion. So how do we handle? How is it that you guys are mostly allowed? I'm not saying you're Lethea at the moment, but sometimes it is like that. Mostly allowed to express your emotions with those estrogen and stuff like that. But without the testosterone, we must keep it in. We want our ego stroked. Blijf je toewikken. Ons is mansmense. We want our ego stroke. So, why is it so for men, Lethea? You tell me. Maak jou screen groot en antwoord vir ons.
Question: do you feel that I do not? Okay, but before I answer the question, I would like to know: do you feel that I don't consider your emotions or your feelings, or I don't stroke your ego? Because my answer to you was, let's not generalize. You are dealing with one woman in your life. Whoever else you dealt with, I do not care. But the relationship is now between the two of us. So do you feel that I do not consider your emotions? Because you cannot generalize.
You consider my health a lot. That's one thing I can say. But sometimes, Lethea, to be totally fair, you get annoyed quickly. Very, very quickly. You get very quickly annoyed. You're a very loving person. A very, very loving person. But they're so annoyed.
I don't.
Hoes, make my screen big. When you talking, make yours big. Like I can see hoes in can, so people don't get who's irritated. So this is the thing. We need to be aware of ourselves. We need to be aware that we love each other. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I gaan voor mensen nou sê. So the woman can you also. Sometimes Lethea does this. Say that baie annoyed and a silent way. And she's like, I'm not annoyed. I'm not annoyed. I was just
okay. You know what? I will say though, I think the problem comes in where most women, and I won't say all women, but a lot of women, when they communicate their feelings, or when they think they're communicating their feelings, they usually communicate it through body language or through their actions. And of course, we know that men cannot read our minds, and we expect them to know if we're now upset. They just need to know why we're upset, and they should know what to do about it. They should know what we want. But unfortunately, men are not built that way. As Byron said, men are more logical thinkers than emotional thinkers. And because women are much more emotionally in tuned, we tend to have more frequent emotional outbursts than what men do. So I will say that we need to learn to communicate with our words much more clearly, and not expect that a man just should understand how we feel or what's on our mind, because they're definitely not mind readers. So that's something that I will definitely have to work on, is learning to communicate my feelings, which I think I do, but I do also have a short fuse. I can go from 0 to 100 like that.
I do, but I have to force you to communicate, because I believe I left that door of vulnerability so wide open, and I've created a safe space for you, right? And sometimes I feel that, and it's normal, man. I'm joking also, but on a serious note, it is normal that you have to let your emotions take over you, and you have to recap yourself. It does happen. We human, man. I understand that.
And plus, women have their monthly menstruational cycle. We need to take that into consideration. Sometimes we don't even understand why we feel a certain way. And then only afterwards we realize, oh, flip, it's actually that time of the month. So unfortunately, we were created that way. Hence the reason why it's not expected, but it's more the expectation put on men to understand a woman's emotion, or try to just be, just being understanding towards it.
Thank you so much, Linda. You stay safe as well. And we all try to set the example in this life for everybody. And Sasha said the time husband had COVID, I had just given birth, and yeah, it was not a joke.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I don't know if we can pop it up. I can't pop it up at all. You
Let's
know, you can pop up these comments. So Linda says they stay safe. Great to see
Okay,
you
let me
living.
just go back up and let me just go through some of the comments again. Linda
Please do.
says, stay safe. Great to see you living one day at a time and setting an example to all. Thank you
That
so
was
much.
that's my psychologist. No jokes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, she said to me after 3 rounds, "You are right, ma'am. No worry, nie ander mense is mal." I'm joking. So yeah.
And Sasha says, the time my husband had COVID, I had just given birth, and yeah, it was no joke. But we tried to be super strong mentally, and that is what is vital, is your mental stability during this time, because I think stress is, of course, the number one factor for most diseases. So trying to just keep yourself calm and mentally strong during this time, because that is what you have right now, is that mental strength that you just need to,
Need to
you know,
get
because
through.
I
Yeah.
think also when you, especially with your chest, because I think this COVID does affect your chest, and because of so many deaths and all the scares that we've had, you can feel a bit anxious during this time. So just learning to be calm and taking it one day at a time. Renee, good evening, Renee. And yeah, Byron, through Byron McDonald, always agreeing there. Condolences to your family, Byron, on the loss of your family members. And then Verena, Byron, you are an inspiration to all of us. I love that you can always take the lessons out of any situation, keep up that positive vibe, and still so funny as ever. Love that. Doreen, hi, Byron. Yes, it's the road for all of us. Praying the two of you recover fully. Thank you so much, Doreen. Andre, Byron, pak als uit, jong. Praat uit die huis. Lethea, have more patience with him, shame. Oh my goodness. So, Byron, before we continue with the rest of the comments, and again, I'm going to ask you, how has it been to be in isolation with me?
No, it's just been a pleasure. I'm joking. It has been a pleasure. We do battle, and to be honest, everything I said was true. There's no lies about them. So I make jokes about stuff, but there's truth to my jokes. So what I wanted to say now, no, it's been good because what I love is because of our relationship. Remember, we were in isolation, quarantine together, but that was time we were sick with COVID. We were sick, but it's something we could handle and get out with. And we were living in a different environment where we could just walk outside out of the door and do our own thing or whatever where we were living back then. But now that we're stuck in this confined place on a higher floor, everything is different, the environment is different, the place is not set up yet as how we want it to be. All those little things, the nitty-gritty stuff, all those little things, the Uber apps is not close by. All those little things, man, it does make an impact also. So this is what I've learned now during this time with this new environment. And I would like to say environment is important also. What we've created is an understanding. You see, when we found out that we have COVID, we made everybody aware of it. We gave everybody a option of what they should do. It's in their hands now. Unfortunately, we've contracted it. This is life. It happens. And it's going to happen, go forward. That we took the responsibility from that step first. Then we came home. And now the irritation first stopped because now we have to find a solution of what we should do taking forward, and which we got irritated at each other because there was a mismatch, because I was repeating stuff which Lethea believed she already knew we should do. So it was elke vrou mens weet al klaar wat ons moet doen voor ons het doen. You know, hoe werk het mos. So the more I had to make her understand, because I know this is the type of person she is, that she will understand. And it's not that I have to repeat myself, but I'm fully aware she's intellectual enough and understand me that I'm the person that like to find a solution, even if I'm repetitive. and that's what she grasped to understand. And it can become annoying because I can be annoying by repetitiveness, because I believe repetition is something that makes you stick in your head and continue with that thing in consistency. So, which is something that I think Lethea, something that she maybe will say, don't talk for me, but something that she don't agree much with me, because if she feels like I understand something, don't make me look like I'm a dummy to repeat it to me 10,000 times. I've got it, good, move on. That's how Lethea is. I've got it, good, move on. Ek is 'n kind wat in 'n aanpassing klas wat sy die hele tyd met 'n ding sê oor en oor en oor. She doesn't want to be treated like that. So this is the thing. We had to come and understand that situation, and I feel like we surpassed that. And yes, time and time again, when I try to help her, she is worried because I'm a immune suppressed person. I am handling this thing a bit more difficult than what she is at this very moment. I believe maybe she's hiding her symptoms very well, because this is not a good thing. Then I will repeat it to her again, which I have said, don't hide your symptoms. It's not going to benefit any of us. So these are the things we are battling with at the moment. And also trying to keep calm and showing positiveness to each other, because we are stuck in this confinement. Yes, we don't come in contact with each other, but we do pass each other, and we do speak to each other from distance and stuff like that. So these are the environment we're in now. And yes, the times I want to hold you, those are my manlyhood times, which I am finding a bit. Ek weet jy's 'n vrou in die huis saam met my, maar ek kan niks doen nie.
Which can also affect the mental stability.
Yeah, it does.
That can affect you mentally, because look, even in the times you get annoyed with your partner, what actually sometimes brings you closer together is the fact that you can be physically intimate. And of course, that is not non-existent at this moment. So that can also, annoyance and frustration can also creep in. How do you deal with that?
With my annoyance. I know,
In the
I
moment.
understand you. This is the thing. I understand you. This is where my annoyance comes in. I understand you. I have accepted. There, my psychologist has just said it at the bottom. Go open the last comment. Seems like I'm connected with beautiful people, man. Does he need to take in right at the bottom?
Adaptability.
Adaptability is the only way you are doing well and teaching others to reach out to each other. This is from a psychologist. Take it in. Please go follow Linda also. Linda has been years in the trade. If I'm right, it is Linda. That is the one there. The thing is the adaptability. That's the word. I couldn't get the word. I use understanding. We adapt in the situation we're in. We know who we are. We know we're not the same person, right? We understand what we accepted of each other. David, Byron can annoying this. You know, Byron can be overcompensating of certain stuff. I know you can also be very, very defensive on certain stuff, because you've got this woman ego, pride, because it was happening over the years of how you grew up, because of your independence or looking after yourself and having to be strong for yourself. So it's a bit harder for you to accept someone helping you or being there for you, because you want to show that strength that I can do it, and it's the lack of wanting support which annoys me sometimes. But I have to understand that I have to not push that situation. But sometimes I find that fine line. If I don't try to push, I'm gonna enable you to just sit and bask into your pain, if there might be pain. So I'd rather annoy you than letting go of it, but then not annoy you to the point where you get sick, but annoy you to understand, I want to know, is there something wrong? Can I help you? Because I am your support. And that's what I know you do understand.
I love that. Do you think there's a difference between allowing me, wait, what's the question? Do you think there's a difference between submission of a woman and allowing her to help, or allowing you to help her?
Of course, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. We spoke about this before.
Okay,
A woman needs to submit to a man in a certain way, and a lot of women might kill me for this. A woman needs to submit to a man in a certain way. Why? Okay, don't submit to any man, because I gaan jou miskien net tax op to vat for a next packet. I mean, a woman needs to submit to a man so she can show him that he's. Remember, what's his face? Grant brought up testosterone and estrogen, like I brought up earlier. You need to understand, just like a woman's estrogen, she needs to be held, loved, protected and nurtured. A man's testosterone needs to show I can lead. I can show you the way. That's his way of loving. And this is the type of man I am. I'm speaking for myself now. I need to understand you trust me. You trust me, I'm here for you. You trust me, you believe I can protect you. You believe I can guide you. You believe in my advice. You take my opinion in, but yet you have your own intellectual capability to understand that I can still make my own decision. He's not forcing me. He's leading me. He's not bossing me, but he's leading me. That's the difference of our relationship, which you've accepted. Yes, sometimes you fall in the fence, but I still stand strong as a man to show you this is what you need to do, Lethea. When I feel strongly about something, I don't do it to control you. I do it to make you understand this is for the benefit of both of us. Not just you, not just me, both of us and the people we're going to meet outside. Because remember the first thing when we got diagnosed and stuff like that, who did we first contact? We first wanted to make sure everybody we came in contact with knew we had COVID. This came in the line of responsibility. And as a man, I'm going to be honest, and I hope you give it to me that I led in that way and said, we need to do this now. That's the first responsibility we take. Then we came back to us. Now, how do we work on us? Who's the leader in this group now? No one's the leader, but there is an alpha male here and there's an alpha female there. And they understand both their roles in this place. So what we did then, we understood that we had to compromise to each other's natural instinct roles. And this is what's happening in this place at the moment. You serve me each day. And people can just think, oh, she's like a slave when I use that word serve. You bring me my food, you bring me my stuff. I can do it myself. Yes, I washed the dishes now the other night. That was nothing. You washed it every time. You clean the floors. You make sure everything is clean inside here and set up right. I do my mental capability by leading you in this place also and guiding you also, making sure everything is strong and keeping you at bay also, because I know you feeding me, you nurturing me is building your estrogen up and covering you because that's your way of loving.
Love that. Because, a lot of women, they feel that they are not going to submit to a man because there should be no power battles in a relationship. So how do you define the difference between being submissive and there being a power battle? Because that's what like in a relationship where one person feels I have the upper hand now and I'm the one that can that can rock this boat or that can sail the ship because I have the power now. And there's and I've noticed that even in my previous relationship there was this power struggle. You want to be the one that is dominating in a relationship because I can be a very overpowering female. However, I will say that in this relationship I am able, I can step back because here's the thing, what I believe is a woman can only submit to a man she trusts. She will give you the opportunity to prove to her that she can follow your lead, but you need to prove to her that you are capable of doing that. And the only time I would say a woman can be submissive is if she is powerful and resourceful on her own. A woman that's not powerful and resourceful and is submissive, it doesn't necessarily mean she's submissive by choice. It could mean that she's just submissive because she needs the man. Once she is resourceful, then the true test of her submission then comes. Whether she is submissive, whether she has it within her to be submissive. And a lot of women, they have a misconception that submissiveness means that you are a weaker female or that you are giving up your power in a relationship. What is your take on that?
Before I answer that, when you are submissive towards me, right, in a vulnerable way, in a natural way, and I want to be submissive, how does the oxytocin in your body feel?
Look, I always said that I like dominating, but it doesn't mean that I don't always want, because I don't always want to take the lead. I want to be able to sit back and say I can trust my man. He's got this. That's what every woman wants, I believe.
About in a serving sense, how does that make you feel?
I feel good. I feel good that I can be there for you, that I can serve you, because I am a nurturer by nature. That is just the way I am. I wouldn't say all women are, and I wouldn't say all men are, because you get a lot of narcissistic people that don't like that like to receive and not really give. They only do it when they can get something out of it.
But unfortunately, it's not them. It's society that has been tuned into them, the ones that's in power, and the ones it's a lot of factors that's in place and variables in place. So everybody's naturally submissive and serving towards each other. We are born servers. A relationship is a serving game, first of all. That's what you have to understand. So, sorry, if I can answer you now, your question was basically, if you can just repeat that question.
So, what was the question?
Is how do I get it right to have a female submit towards him?
No,
What advice would I give to a female to submit towards the man?
Because many females think that by submitting to a man, you're giving up your power in a relationship. They think you are being oppressed, or so.
Okay, this is my answer. Moenie my groot maak, my gesig is te groot. This Wag man, dit maak my laugh.
And I feel like goosing as well.
Okay. Now here's the thing. We're gonna have to go through comments also after this.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. As a woman, you're right not just to submit to any man. Firstly, let's lay that down there. But you must leave the door of vulnerability open if you do want love in your life. If you do want to connect with somebody. Now, this is the thing. You need to be consciously aware. So first build your awareness. Maybe you had a relationship. Learn from that relationship. Your parents, your kids, if you have kids, your mother, your father, your siblings, your friends, whoever. Be consciously aware of what's happening around you. Be consciously aware about people. Don't block yourself off and say, I love myself. I don't need to care about other people's emotions, feelings, and what they do. I need to find out and who I am. No, you need to be consciously aware of life, first of all. So when you do meet a partner, he might be the dirtiest bastard ever in the world, and you might never submit to him, but you were consciously aware when to leave him and when not to submit to him. Now, when you meet a man that's an alpha male with patterns that showing consistently that I am that provider without intention, I'm not providing to you with conditions that you have to be there for me, you have to do this for me, you have to love me. You need to know that this man is doing that for you because he naturally wants to be your leader. You make him then feel and see if he can handle your plate, and you make it feel and see if you can serve him. The only way you can submit to a man if you have that feeling and that intuition. Don't just go and submit to a man. That's one thing. Yes, a man must show that leadership. That is one thing that you need to understand. But you must leave that door of vulnerability open and not be scared to be hurt, because being submissive or not submissive, you all can be hurt either way. But I'm telling you now, the full understanding of our instincts as humans, as male and female, despite the 10,000 genders that's out there, there is still biological estrogen and testosterone that's more likely featured in one or the other, right? So you need to be aware of those things and fully aware of it, and know how to treat those emotions when it comes out. So fully pushing forward, you need to believe into yourself, say, I can submit to this man, or maybe I can love this man, and he wants to submit to me because there's beta males out there. But then you need to understand, subconsciously, you might lose respect for that man. Exactly. You see, this is what happens. Then you start saying, "Jay is nie money. Jay video wagte my te kykie." Now this affects that man's capability of working, capability of communicating out there to give you a better life, to give you both a better life. This affects that man's peer group also. When he stands with you, jy kom alweer pushy over, sy vrou sê alweer vir hom wat om te doen. You can destroy a man's makeup by those stuff, and then he becomes resentful. Now he keeps you, he doesn't divorce you, and you think you have this power play because you don't keep the balance in the relationship. You think you have this power now. Ek het die man, ek het hom, ek het kinders aan hom, I can do what I want to do, I can cheat on him, I do whatever. My darling, there's a thing called as spiritual filthiness. You will fill yourself with so much filth that you don't understand, why am I feeling that things are going wrong? Why is this karma cycle hitting me? Because you are not living your true self, your true emotions, your true body's emotions that needs to come out, the estrogen, whatever it is, the dopamine that feeds you, the oxytocin, all the stuff, the love, it's all scientific, but it's all out there to put in you. You need to be consciously aware of what is there. This is why we are humans. We are conscious.
100%. Drop the mic always. Let's just go
Okay.
to some of the comments. Let's start with.
I need
Okay,
another
we
cup
did
of
that
tea.
one. We did that one, yes. Andre says Biden Park else. Okay, we did that one too.
We must go down.
Grant Stanley says women build the estrogen and males with testosterone. Now you're confusing my biology. Biden McDonald, she just roasted you. Woohoo! And Linda, kindness is always a good idea. We can give feedback in a kind manner. We need to communicate in an adult manner, not like a parent or child. Exactly, which is a lot of times what what can happen and why there can be miscommunication because of the parent communicating as a parent to child. So keeping that respect. Doreen says, Byron, I don't think she's getting annoyed. She can't wait for the isolation period to be over. Today was such a beautiful Sunday, and all I could do was look outside of my window. Ismay says, I believe it's good to speak about when you could leave this life. It's part of the preparation for those left behind. I felt that when my mom passed on, she often spoke about it. When it happened, I could deal with it easy. I could deal with the loss easier, remembering what she said in preparation for the separation. Wow. Sonia, do you think that people die of anxiety or panic attacks more than COVID 19 itself, as you mentioned, mental mindset? Ooh, that's actually something that we spoke about, Byron. We can
Go on
look,
with the other comments.
yeah, and then Sharon tuning in again. Hi, Sharon. Trust you are well. Good to see your name pop up. And Ismay, disarm your will and leave it over to a higher power. Tracy, Byron is a comedian. I don't know how many times I've bursted out laughing. And Sharon, my son-in-law took very good care of my daughter, not allowing her once out of the bedroom. He served her night and day, so her isolation was okay. She fought COVID, all by the grace of God. Jason, love the topic, my friends. Be strong. Much love to you, Jason. Byron kan nie sonder Lethea nie. Indeed. Precies. Exactly. Byron, do you feel you can without me? Ooh, I think we just had a connection
Not
problem.
now. But now I
I'm
think my
not
mic
sure if people lost me as well. Can you see me on that side, Byron?
mic. You muted
Okay.
my mic.
Okay, I thought I lost you there for a moment. Byron, do you think you can without me?
No, not now, my baby.
I'm his what do you call his oxygen? Huh?
Yeah, let's just go on to right at the bottom. There's Esme says, man is a right at the bottom. Just last two.
This one. Man is the head of the home and women will submit herself to a man, but it's got to be done properly and the man should not abuse the situation or power. Exactly. What do you have a comment? Do you have something to say about that, Byron?
Tracy's one, and then we can go on.
Okay, so Tracy says, I also believe it's easy for a woman to want to remain nurturing if the man consistently shows his appreciation. So men should keep saying, I see what you're doing and I'm grateful. I'm not expecting this from you like it's an obligation. Exactly. I agree with Tracy 100%. Also just giving a part in that recognition, but it definitely goes two ways. Also acknowledging what he's doing just as much as you'd like to him to acknowledge what you do in the relationship. Because you want to motivate somebody to continue doing something, especially if you know that you're enjoying it.
Oh, enjoy. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's and then
So
Marina.
Karen said, no, that's wrong. That's so wrong. A woman, no, Byron, that's so wrong. Woman, that things like that, minds must be read. I don't know what she was meaning by that, but maybe she will just rephrase En want ek wil nie nou hê mense moet dinge in ons stroom gebruik van die arme vroumense nie.
Okay, so Verena says a masculine man needs a woman to be her feminine energy. I think women has suppressed this God-given gift. I feel the change will happen when women start with self-love. I think it's also the pressure society has put on women, and of course, women having to fight for so many years after being oppressed, and even still having to fight for that recognition. So that actually gets carried over into the relationship when you should be using that energy or that masculine energy in the society or within your job. And of course, just having a balance, you end up taking that home into your relationship. And that is actually where the conflict starts.
But I love what she said. You can just pop it up again. A masculine man needs a woman to be her feminine energy. She's answering it proper. I think women has suppressed the God-given gift. I feel change will happen when women start to self-love. That's exactly, she put it in a nutshell what I said. And that's exactly what I mean.
Love that.
I think you wanted to go on a comment earlier on the mental strength and the mental capacity of
Yes.
handling something.
I think Sonia was the one that said, do you think people die of the anxiety and panic attacks more than the COVID itself?
You can answer that one first.
I'm not a doctor, so I cannot say, but
Exactly.
feel...
I wanted to give that answer now. You can't answer if it is. This is the thing that we need to understand. If you heard what I said earlier in between also, that everybody is going to give you various advice, but nothing works for everybody. There's no blanket advice on almost anything in this life. All you need to, and what I mean by your mental capacity, you need to start to understand yourself. We all have a different journey in this life. What I've learned with my cancer again is I had so many people telling me, you're going to be cured for this. Don't use chemo. If you're going to go for chemo, you're going to die quicker. If you don't do chemo, you're going to die quicker. And then some people say, if you don't do chemo, you can live longer. Just do the fruits and the cleansing and the stuff. And the people again, if you do chemo, you're going to live longer. If you only do the chemo, don't do that fruit stuff. Just eat anything what you need to eat. You see, life is about balance.
Yep.
And people forget this time and time again. And people are scared to hear that word balance because we don't do it anymore. We talk about it, we express balance, we talk about moderation, we talk about eating in moderation, we talk about loving in moderation, we talk about treating our kids in moderation. But here's one thing I want to leave you now today. Do you know why we are so set up? We are society. You know, sometimes we say society has made us like this, society has set us up in this way. We are society. We are the ones that set us up this way. So we have over years made our desires more important than what we are supposed to be on this earth. And that's the biggest problem we have as humans. We forget that we need to balance our life out. A little bit of water here, a little bit of food here. And that's for the mind also. But the biggest thing we lost is self-love. And people's going to say, what do you mean? I love myself each day. I take care of myself. I nurture myself. We cut off other people. We block other people out. Self-love is serving. And that's what I just said now. I'm loving myself as I serve in this relationship. I believe Lethea is loving herself as she serves in this relationship. I love myself when I post stuff each day and I speak to people out there during my difficult time. Even though people might think this guy is reaching out for something, he's reaching out for help, he's reaching out for praise, he's reaching out for this. No. It naturally will come when I speak about myself because I'm serving. A hand can't give if it's full. It needs to give to receive if it's full. It needs to give to receive again. And that's how the cycle of life works. You start a ripple effect in this world, and this is how self-love world works. And that's how you change society, and then society changes your environment. Remember, your environment and your reality is what you make it. We live in a life of self-love where people blame other people for their life. People say it's because of that person I could have had a better life. But choice and accountability is what we lose so quickly. And then we go and jump to the word self-love. That person is narcissistic and I'm an empath. No, it's not. And we fall into the trap of the people telling you to be you an empath. Oh, don't let this narcissistic person treat you like that. No, you are a person that need to be consciously aware and say, I don't need someone to treat me like that. I'm not an empath or narcissist. I'm just consciously aware that I don't need to be treated like that, but I can still love that person. I can still try to understand that person, because we don't know the trauma and the societal pressure and the environment that person's been put in to put in that state to be bitter or to hate. And this is how self-love is to me.
Love that. Byron, we have come to the end of the show.
Yes.
So, you know what we usually do? We give our guest host normally an opportunity to speak and to just share some words of wisdom. Um, I think if you want to go and then I can go.
Ek het nou moeg praat, so nou gaan. Bye-bye.
Okay, so about what we're going through and this pandemic and what Biden just has
That's
mentioned
straight up.
also with regards to say again.
And I need you solos, but that can be just all my miss.
What Biden has also mentioned, sorry, about losing people and what the inevitability of everybody is, that we all one day will cease to exist. And what I would like to leave with everybody, and what has kept me strong and what has kept me strong in this journey with Biden, and even though I see he struggles on a daily basis, even now, him battling with COVID and the stage 4 cancer with his underlying condition, my mindset and what I believe is that suffering and adversity is part of life's process. There's no running away from pain. There's no running away from hurt. Somewhere along the line, we will be hurt within this journey of life. But what we need to remember is that suffering or pain or adversity, these are all things that build our character. These are things that makes us stronger. This is where we find our strength, where we learn to understand others, because suffering allows us to understand and empathize with other people's suffering. So it allows us to understand others, and ultimately it allows us to understand ourselves, which I think is what the process of life is about. Is just learning to understand why you are here, what your purpose is, and through suffering or through pain, if you want to call it, you really get to understand the importance of life. What truly is important in life. And what is important to me is to build connections. It is to love, no matter what you think, how it's going to come to an end, or how it's going to end up, whether you're dating someone, whether you're married to somebody, every relationship that you enter into, and that is why we're here, is to connect with everybody around us. Because that is what living is about. The plants, you're here to connect with plants, with animals, with the ecosystem. So that connecting with those around you, you get to understand your existence. So that's what I want to leave you here with, is that whatever you're going through, understand it is the process of life. And you evolve through every experience. And there is growth that you can take out of every experience. And that is how you need to look at it. Is that this journey of life is for you to evolve on a spiritual, mental, and emotional level. So yeah, that's what I would like to leave everybody with. Byron?
No, that was enough. That was beautifully said. And I want to speak to you. Speak to you. Don't make me big on screen. My kop is groot, so ek gesê het. Ek wil nie luister nie. Woman.
Yes, Mr. McDonald.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm opening the door of vulnerability to our relationship always. I will always do my best to keep it safe, to make the space safe for us, to keep the safe space for us. And you know what I mean by that. People think jy gaan die gangsters weggooi, ek praat nie van hy nie. I'm talking about keeping the safe space between our relationship. You can come to me with anything. I'm not going to look at you differently. I'm not going to try to understand you differently. I am understanding you. I'm learning each day new things about you, and you change each day. I change each day. That's the process of life. And that's why I love you so much, because you change with understanding. And people need to understand how beautiful of a soul you are. And I want you to know, no matter what's left in my life, no matter what's left in your life, life is beautiful with you at this moment, and I enjoy every second. And people need to know how much I love you, and I will continue to love you. And like I tell my daughter, I'll always be here, no matter what happens. And that's how much I love you.
And I love you just as much. I can't even explain how much I love you. I've never loved this way before. So yeah, never. I don't know if I ever will, but I can say that I get to experience this love with you. I get to experience a healthy, genuine, toxic free love. And it is so invigorating. You know, it's so healthy for the soul. So thank you for allowing me to share this experience with you.
Of
But
course, man.
as we say, thank you so, so, so much to everybody who tuned in for all your comments. It's always great to be on, and I'm so happy that we came on because there was a time when I said I don't feel like going on. I need the mental strength to go on. But thank you, Byron, for convincing me. This was very refreshing. So, Byron, if you can just close off,
Like and share, please.
please. Like and share. Like
We
and share.
love
If you
you.
feel you've gained any value out of this content that we've shared here tonight, go ahead, like and share this video, like and share our page so that we can continue bringing you amazing content. We love you. Have a beautiful evening and good night.
Love you.